guys, welcome back to The Bright Side. Macy here, the Bright Side Girl, and today we're doing my YA Swap and Trade haul number 5. If you guys aren't familiar with my swap and trading videos, basically I just trade books mostly from my TBR for other books that I want to put on my TBR more. I am able to find books pretty easily here, at least older books, and so I do a lot of trading. I'm a part of a couple groups on Facebook. Sometimes I do it on Instagram, sometimes I do it with my family. So I have a little bit of a pile here to show you today of trades that I have done. I will link my other swap and trade haul videos down below in the description so you can click on the playlist. So I usually do this video when I have about 10 books to share because it takes me usually a couple of months, but I've recently made some new bookish friends who are awesome and sent me quite a few books. Thankfully, some of these I've actually read, so we're not actually adding to my TBR pile, which is awesome. I do apologize in advance that I'm not showing the pictures of the books that I traded for, but it would just take way too long to make this video, so I'm just going to talk about them. So trading is a great way if you are just wanting to like refresh your TBR or inspire yourself for new books. If you're lucky enough to find friends that want to trade with you. A lot of the times people I talk to have a harder time finding the books that I find because a lot of them are out of print and older and not quite as popular, but maybe they loved them growing up, and so I'm actually able to get some newer books that are harder for me to find. And it's great, at least in the US here, media mail costs very little. I'm usually able to mail like 10 books for like, I don't know, $8. It's really great. Make sure if you are in the US to always say media mail when you're shipping and let them know that there are just books in the box and you can get that discount because otherwise it'd be like really expensive for the weight. But anyway, we're just gonna dive right into all these goodies. I did spoil this a little bit in my Gresha vlog, so we're gonna do those books first. Okay, this first stack is from my friend Audrey, and so I traded her my copy of Ink Exchange, Mercy from the Wicked Lovely series. I did start that last year. I did really enjoy it. I do want to continue, but I'm able to find the books fairly often, and I know I'm not gonna dive into them anytime soon, so I traded her those because she's really been looking for them in hardback. I also traded her my copy of Behemoth by Scott Westerfeld, which is book 2 in the Leviathan trilogy. I unhauled that way last winter, and I do want to read those again eventually, but I was unhauling them, so. Then I gave her a copy of Crystal Storm. This one hurt just a little bit, of the Falling Kingdoms series, book number 5. But again, I'm not starting the series anytime soon, and she was really, really wanting it. I think it was the last one she needed in the series, and she's already read and enjoyed it. I had an extra copy of the Night Circus that I traded her, and I traded her 2 of my Garth Nix books from that like Drowned Wednesday, Lord Sunday, Weekdays of the Week series. I think I talked about that in a recent unhaul. So for those lovely books, I got these. First up, I got Song of the Current by Sarah Tolkser. I've been wanting to read this one because it's kind of might be a mermaid book situation. I'm thinking it's going to be more pirates. I know that it's nautical. I don't really know a lot about it other than it has something to do with like a river god or something, but this book, you can't really tell, but this cover is like sparkly and stuff, and it's really cool. I might save this one for Scallywagathon, but I am looking right now for a lot of mermaid books or mermaid-esque books or side character mermaid books for Mermaid Marathon, which is coming out this summer. I have an announcement video coming out in May, so stay tuned for that if you love mermaids, but I wanted this one. Then I traded her for Dance of Thieves by Mary E. Pearson. This is a continuation of the Remnant Chronicles, or set in the future for the Remnant Chronicles, so like Kiss of Deception and all that. Something that I want to dive into fairly soon, and I think I want to do a reading vlog on it as well. Somebody commented on my video that they absolutely loved this book, so I'm even more excited to read it now. I'm switching sides because I keep blocking my light. Then she traded me a copy of Vengeful by V.E. Schwab. This is a signed first edition, yay. I don't seek out signed books, but it's always exciting to get, and I've been finding some just randomly when I open my books. Anyway, this cover is really weird, and it's one that's like not gonna last very well, but anyway, I have not read Vicious or Vengeful. This is another one I'd like to do a reading vlog about. This one came out last year, like late in the year, so it's one of my newer books now. Super, super excited. I just need to get a copy of Vicious now, so. Then she traded me both copies of Wires and Nerve. These are by Marissa Meyer. These are both continuations, kind of the Lunar Chronicles, so Cinder and all that. One of them is a little bit beat up, but that's okay. This started off what is now my somewhat love for graphic novels. This was one of the most fun reading experiences I'd ever had. I just love the Lunar Chronicles characters and world so much, and it was so fun to be like back in it in this like beautiful format, and it does kind of carry on. So it's mainly about Aiko, but you get all of your Lunar Chronicles characters in here. So if you haven't read these, you need to, even if you don't like graphic novels, because it gets more from your characters, and I hope they do more in the series. I'm so happy to have these now. I hope to reread them at some point because it was just so much fun. And then she picked me up a copy of Arch Enemies by Marissa Meyer. Yay! I still haven't read this book. I'm waiting. Jeff and I are almost done with our buddy read of Peter and the Starcatchers, and he absolutely refuses to start more than one book at a time. So I was like, you can start Renegades on your way to work, not with me, and then we can get to Arch Enemies together. And he like will not do it. So this one came out in October of last year. This is the second book in the Renegade series, which I absolutely loved. I am going to listen via audiobook, but I like to have the physical copies of books I love on my shelf, as well as just for like YouTube purposes. Also, it's so pretty. Oh my god. So this is one I'm just like itching to dive into. It's sci-fi, somewhat superhero-esque, where their superhero lines are very blurred, so there's a lot of gray area between what is right and what is wrong. There's superheroes and villains, and it's just such a fun series. I loved the audiobooks, and I'm going to continue on. The third one comes out this year. I just need to get to this, hopefully this spring. I can't remember who I traded this for. I think my friend Michaela, I'm not entirely sure. I had a signed book plate of Onyx and Ivory, which is like a prehistoric YA book. I do want to read it, but I wanted to read this more. She gave me a copy of The Raven Boys. I can't find the Raven Boys series anywhere. Like, I can't find it. I've been looking for 3 years and I haven't found the paperbacks, nothing. So I need to get the rest of the series, but she traded me for this one, and I hope to read this fall and also do a reading vlog on it. Oh, this is about a girl who can't kiss her true love or they'll die, and like her and her group of guy friends, and they go on a journey to find a dead Welsh king. So sorry for the lack of descriptions. Okay, then I traded my copy of Blood Promise from Rochelle Mead, just because this girl was like really wanting it, for Flamecaster by Cinda Williams Chima. This is a Shattered Realms novel. I have a couple of these now in the series. I do want to read Cinda Williams Chima. I think I'm going to start with Warrior Air, but look how pretty. Then with my good friend Jennifer, we just kind of like trade and sell and swap and things all the time. I mentioned her in most of these videos. I gave her a bunch of books, but mostly Rebel Belle and Miss Mayhem and Gunslinger Girl. I had an art copy of Gunslinger Girl for a couple of books that she sent me. So she sent me Robin Hobb Dragon Haven. This is book 2 of the Reigns of Wild Chronicles. I have no Robin Hobb books, so let me know if this is a good series to start with. Obviously I'll start with book 1, but I have it now. She was super sweet and sent me a bonus of Sage. This is an American Girl book. I loved these as kids, and I hope to like reread them at some point in the future. Then, most exciting, Finnegan of the Rock by Melina Marchetta, who I think wrote Jellicoe Road, which I have down here. This one I just keep hearing hyped by Regan over at Peruse Project. It's one of her all-time favorite fantasy series, and it's so pretty, and it's got this beautiful map, and so now I have it. Again, fantasy series. I traded an arc of Eternal Ones and a different book that I can't remember for a signed copy of Batman by Marie Lu. I have Catwoman by Sarah J. Maas from this DC Icon series, and I have Wonder Woman on the way. I don't know if I'll be able to get Superman anytime soon because it literally just came out last week. But this is so cool, and they all have like posters in the back. I don't know if I'm gonna keep the posters, but let me show you. So this is a poster of Bruce. This is like set about our favorite DC characters, and they kind of all like intertwine with each other. So I haven't read anything by Marie Lu yet or Sarah J. Maas, but I'm gonna start this series this year, hopefully. Then I had that arc of Listen to Your Heart by Casey West, which was like in mint condition, and someone in that group collects arcs, especially contemporary arcs, and she sent me a copy of The Cruel Prince. This is like one of the most coveted books on the YA Swap and Trade group, and it's hilarious to me because you can go buy it at Barnes & Noble. Like, I don't like to buy new books, but they kind of act like they can't find it anywhere. Especially the exclusive edition. That one I understand, but excited. I did really enjoy this series. I don't think I love it as much as everyone else, but the hype is like making me feel like I love it as much as everyone else. I don't know. It's good. I'm not crazy obsessed with it like everybody else, but I am really excited to have it because it's one of the most beautiful books and I love Holly Black's writing style. And lastly, I have a stack from my amazing new friend Taylor, who you'll probably be hearing about in a lot of YA trading videos because we've already got another trade in the works for like 16 books. Oh my god. She just has a ton of things that I want and that I'm able to find things, like I said, that she is wanting as well. Gathering up enough books to trade with her, but this is the first edition of this trade. Okay, so I gave her a copy of Blood Magic by Tessa Gratton. I had 2 more Wicked Lovely books left that I traded her. She really wanted. A Beautiful Dark. Don't know anything about it. Gave her that. Angel by Alice Hoffman, which I don't think you guys ever saw me haul. You might have. Kind of fairy angel-esque book. It looks really pretty, but I wanted these more. And then my Paranormalcy trilogy, which hurt just a tiny bit, but again, I've found those probably a couple of times now, so hopefully I'll find them in the future. It was kind of bad timing because I'm literally going to a book signing with Kirsten White tomorrow and I haven't read them yet, but that's okay. I think I'm going to read them via audiobook anyway. So she gave me Furthermore by Tahara Mafi. I am not able to find Tahara Mafi. She's one of those authors that I just can't find anywhere. This is her middle grade series. Don't know much about it, but I love her Shatter Me series, so I want to try something else from her. The Glass Spare by Laura DeStefano. Fantasy World, Kings and Queens and Wars. The main reason I wanted this one is because I read Lauren DeStefano's Wither series last year. Wither, Sever, and Linger? I don't know, something else. And I didn't love it. I gave them all like 3.5 stars, but I was so sick when I read them and they like got me through the sickness. Even though I wasn't like completely in love with them, I did enjoy her writing style, even though it's kind of slow. It was weird. So I want to try something else from her, and this one looks particularly good and also extra beautiful. And then she traded me Part of Your World and A Tale as Old as Time. These are Twisted Tales by Liz Braswell. I found the Aladdin one in my last book haul or my future book haul. I can't remember. Really excited. These are Disney Hyperion books, twists on like Ursula and Beast. So this is like, what if Ariel hadn't defeated Ursula? This is what if Belle's mother cursed the Beast. So excellent. I love retellings, and I especially love them if they're like actually based on the Disney things. So I don't know if this is a series or if these are standalones, but I'll let you guys know soon because I'll be doing some retelling videos in the future. And lastly, which I think is almost my most exciting one, she had Six of Crows by Leigh Bardugo. Yay! I am starting my vlog on this literally in like 4 days. It definitely won't be up by the time this video is up, but once it is, I'll put it down below in the description. I did my Shadow and Bone reading experience last month, and I was just going to read this from the library, but she had a copy, and so I just waited for her to send it to me because I already have Crooked Kingdom, and now I'm complete and ready to go. Hopefully I love it like you guys do. I'm really, really pumped, and I'm really excited that she traded this, that she gave me this. Okay, you guys, those are all the YA Swap and Trade books that I traded. It was quite a few. There's like over 10 here or something like that. I have a giant book haul coming out soon, or it might already be out. I'm not entirely sure. So stay tuned for that. Yeah. And we're gonna do a little change on my unhauling situation that I'll be talking about at the end of that video as well, I think, or at the end of my spring unhaul video. I might have already talked about it. I don't really know what's happening, but I'm finding a lot of books, and it's bad. Real bad. Let me know if you guys trade with your friends or your family or on groups through social media or anything like that. It's really, really fun. Always be careful when you're doing trades. I like to mostly trade with people that I already know or have established a real friendship with, or through specific trading groups. I don't really trade just like randomly with people on the internet, if that makes sense. I do always want to be careful on the internet still. So anyway, let me know if you guys like to trade books, if you're excited about any of these, if you are sick of all my book hauls, because I have so many book hauls coming up. I'm not sick of them yet, but I always feel bad when I film too many book haul videos, especially in a row. So anyway, hope you guys are having a great day. I'll see you guys next time on the bright side. Bye!